Hi all of you, happy July 1st to all of you. So in this video I'm going to talk about what's the nature of OfferUp, of the nature of buyers who do this all the time. One of these pet peeves I get on OfferUp and the marketplace Facebook is like when people keep asking me for this product I'm selling. I'm selling these extra hard drives I don't need, and this is all they always do. Hello, is this still available? One of those things I hate. I hate when people do that, and then I'm tired of having to say yes all the time, and then I don't hear from them anymore. I mean that's only the icing of the cake right there. That's only the tip of the iceberg. But like one of those things I hate. One of the number one things I hate is when they say that they're gonna come over and they don't, and then they always come up with the stupid excuse. Every one of these people do this, like I had an emergency, my car broke down, that's a very, about 90% of people do that with me, What is the nature of that? What's the nature of that? Of people do. I would like to know that. Why do people do that? I mean, they say that they're gonna come over and they never, and they don't. I mean, and then I had someone else doing that, and then I get a lot of people who say that they're interested in the thing, and then at the end they're gonna say that they'll come tomorrow or in the next 2-3 days or something, and then I don't hear from them. 90% of them I don't hear. 90% of the time I don't hear from them after that. Now I'm trying to sell this hard drive here. It's this hard drive that I'm selling that I have extras. I don't need them. And then so yeah. And things like this, I get people asking for things like this, and I'm selling it, and then they ask about this same stupid thing, and then I keep saying yeah, and then they'll give me a deal, and I say it's okay, and then I don't hear from them again, and then I don't hear from them. I mean, it's like they ghost, they ghost me, like shit, I mean, what's the nature of that? Why do people do that? It's annoying. It's annoying that they do that. I mean, because are they gonna do it or are they not? I mean, I would rather not. I would rather not get any responses at all, than for them to be doing that to me. Because it's just annoying. It's just annoying that people do that. I mean, because they make me feel like they make me think that they're gonna do it, or they say that they're gonna do it, and then it's like making me set aside of my time to go ahead and do it, and then they just don't, and then they don't come over. But of course, other things that it's a pet peeve on these sites is when they lowball me too. Like most, I would say that majority of people who do that lowball me for something, like the truck, for an example. Like when I was trying to sell the truck, they're lowballing me, selling it, trying to ask for $2,500 for that truck, when I already know what the market is like. Like they tried to lowball me, and they tried to tell me, well, that's how much it's worth and shit, the crap like that. And then they lowball me, and then it's like, I feel like most people who do that, it's not just the truck, but everything else that I try to sell. A lot of people lowball me for something, like, I mean, and I try to slap it on their face that with an ad from Best Buy or something, like showing the same hard drive or whatever. I slap them on their face that if you were gonna try to buy that at Best Buy, you can expect no less than about $125 or something, and then they still try to lowball me on that, like they think it's easy to get it at a really good deal. But like when I try to look for a hard drive, for that example, When I try to look for it myself, I could never find one at a low price like that. I mean, like I base my prices upon the market and what the market is like. You know, I go by the market value. I mean, I go by what I would expect to pay for one of those. That's the example. But the lowballing, people who lowball, I feel like majority of the people who do that, who lowball, like offering a tiny amount of money for something that's worth a lot more than that. I mean, people who do that, I would say 90% of them don't even intend to buy the thing at all. They're just doing that just to make me mad, you know. They just do that to make us mad, you know. I think 90% of people are just trolls. I mean, 90% of people who's on these OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, I think they're trolls. They're just trolls who lowball, people who lowball like that. 90% of them are just trolls. They're just trolls, and they're just doing that just to make us mad, you know. But anyway, one of the biggest pet peeves is people who say they're coming over, and I give them my address and everything. And then I set myself aside, like set myself ready. And sometimes we like forget about going to the place that we were planning to go to, like Jenny Lynn. Sometimes we want to go somewhere, and then we decide to hold on a little bit because this person is coming over, and they never show up. I mean, I would say people who are like people who say that they're coming, probably about maybe 80% of them don't come. Like I would say about 3 out of 4 people who say that they're coming, they never do. They never show up, you know. Yeah, but that's probably the number one pet peeve right there. I mean, about this, you know, people just aren't serious, you know, like people aren't. And then another pet peeve, like I hate one of these things I hate on the marketplace, when it comes to selling too. One of these other things that I really hate too is lack of traffic. That's a really piss off for me. You know, I place an item for sale, and then I get like 2 views after like a week, 2 or 3 views. What the hell is that, man? Like shit, you know. How am I supposed to get anything done if there's no traffic at all, man? What's up, man? Like, and sometimes I'm gonna put a significant item for sale, like let's say a phone. Let's say that I have a really nice working phone, you know, like let's say that I had the A14 and I wanted to try to sell it for say even $50, you know. Let's say I was gonna try to sell that phone for $50 or something. And then I put it up and hardly anybody looking at it, you know, what the hell? I mean, I put good pictures of it. I put good pictures, and then like after about a week of having it for sale, like maybe only like 10 people clicked on it. What the hell is that, man? Like shit, apparently it's buried. It gets all buried into with so many people posting ads, you know, it tends to get buried into the ads, you know, and that's one of those things I hate too. Like the ads always seem to get buried, you know, like my ad, I'm trying to sell something, and then it just gets buried in the clutter of ads, and then of course OfferUp, the things I don't like too is that the website don't delete their ads. I mean, it would be nice if they would delete their ads. If they would automatically delete the ads and declutter the site after a week or something, but I see ads that are like fucking freaking 2 years old and shit, you know, like I see a bunch of ads and OfferUp that are like 2 years old or 3 years old, and I mean they need to delete these damn things, you know, like I guess apparently these people are going through the same thing, you know, like they post them up and people like either don't respond or a lot of people are frivolous. So what is the nature of all this? My question is, what's the nature of all this? Well, especially people who, the biggest question I have is, what's the nature of people who say that they're coming over but they never do? What's the nature of that? I mean, well, I mean, if I could think back, You know, I've done a sort of thing like that at least once before. I know I did that with a car. I'm trying to study that for myself. I know I've done it with a car before, back in the late 2000 or late 90s or something, or early 2000. When I was looking at a car for sale, when I was trying to buy a car back in 2001, 2002, I was looking to buy a car, and I go to the Auto Trader book, and there's about 1 million cars for sale, and then I was looking at a Civic, right? So I looked at one, and I called the number. Feeling like I'm interested in the car, and I tell the guy, can I take a look at it? And then the guy said, yeah, you could take a look at it, and I'll be home at this time. And I told him that I could be there at 6. But then after that, for me, I mean, I have to admit that I've done those stupid things myself. And then what's my nature? What was my reason why I did that? Why I delayed or not even show up to see the car? Well, I delayed because, you know why? Because on the ad, I saw about 1 million other choices, 1 million other cars for sale, and I was trying to decide. I was overwhelmed by how many cars to choose from. So I was kind of like still wanting to go through the ads to see if I could find something even better or find something that's more suitable to me. And then, well, mostly find something better with a better price or something. So I was scouring, I was spending hours and stuff because with so many choices. I mean, with so many choices of cars, you know, like, because I get overwhelmed, and I just want to be sure that I'm going through everything. And then and then after like 2 hours, or after 2 hours past the time I was supposed to see the car, I mean, that's when after going through all the choices, and I couldn't find a better price, or I couldn't find a car that suits me better, I mean, with all the choices they had. And so I felt that the car that I called about 2 hours earlier, like I decided to go back to that car. I felt like that's the best one, even though the price was not the best, but I felt like that was like the car that'll work for me. And so I called the guy like 2 hours late, and then the guy was kind of mad at me because I told him that I was gonna be there at 6 o'clock, and then it's 8 o'clock, and then apparently I just lost interest because I didn't feel comfortable anymore going over there. I mean, didn't feel comfortable. I mean, but besides, I felt like I wanted to go through more ad searches, you know. So that was my nature on that part. Well, with so many ads and so many choices out there, like, I don't know about the hard drive that I'm trying to sell, or I don't know about like these other things, like this tables, the tables I'm trying to sell, like the patio furniture that I'm trying to sell for $50. I don't know about that. Well, I would imagine it's the same thing with them, you know, like they look at my ad, and there's gonna be 1 million other ads. You know, I'm thinking that I'm trying to pinpoint, or trying to think of what it is. What's the nature of all this, you know, like why people do such a thing, you know. Well, I think for me, the way I could explain about the car situation is that it's because it's like I'm overwhelmed with so many ads, so many choices, you know, like I'm overwhelmed, you know, like I'm so overwhelmed, and I want to make sure I don't want to be so overwhelmed with like knowing knowing what I want. I mean, because it's too many things to choose from, you know, like, yeah, I mean, so I think that's probably part of it, and I don't know what to do on that. I mean, well, I guess it's always gonna happen, man. So right now I'm still currently trying to sell a few items, you know. Trying to sell this table. Well, I had a set of coffee tables for sale. I mean, this is my Aunt Elisa's. God, we're not gonna be able to use it, so I mean, we're gonna sell it. I'm selling it. And then I have some other items, and then I have a hard drive. This hard drive, it's an 8 terabyte hard drive, selling it for $80, and basing it on my research, it's like they sell them for more than $130 new. So I figure I'm going by what the market value is, you know. So, and I'm going by what everybody else is asking for theirs too, like on eBay, and it sells on the average of $80 on eBay. So And that's what I'm expecting to get for it. I mean, so well, okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and go, and I'll see you on the next video. So this is all about what's the nature, my vlog about this, my rant about this. All right, today is July 1st, 2024. All right.